They tell you it's a gift, that your arm is special, that you're different. What they don't tell you is that every throw is a countdown. Every pitch is shaving years off your body, and you won't realize it until it's too late. You're 9 years old when your elbow starts to ache for the first time. Not the kind of pain from falling off your bike. Not a bruise you can point to. This is deeper. It lingers, throbs, whispers, and weirdly, it excites you. Because pain means something's happening. Pain means you're already different. While other kids trade Pokemon cards and chase each other on the playground, you're hurling baseballs into the backstop until your shoulder burns. You live for the pop of the glove, that sharp crack that makes heads turn. The field becomes your church. The mound is your altar. You don't know what a rotator cuff is yet, but your body is already warning you. It doesn't matter. You tape it, you ice it with a bag of frozen peas, you tell yourself you're fine. And the next morning, you pitch again. You throw 80 pitches in a weekend tournament. Can't straighten your arm afterward, but the team wins and everyone claps. They call you tough. They call you talented. They call you special. Nobody says the truth. Every pitch is a little piece of your future, traded away before you even know what it's worth. By middle school, you're not just another kid who plays baseball. You're a prodigy. You've got a private pitching coach, a strength program, more video footage of your mechanics than most families have of their weddings. You break down your delivery frame by frame, like it's a NASA rocket launch. Your foot plant is late by a millisecond. Fix it! Your release is drifting arm side. Clean it up. Your glove hand is lazy. No excuses. You're 12 years old and already training like a soldier. Not just physically, but mentally. Your coach teaches you the mental game, like you're a Navy SEAL recruit. Birthday parties missed. Sleepovers replaced with bullpen sessions. Saturday mornings, showcase camps. You're not being pushed anymore. You're pushing yourself. Because deep down, you already believe it. The only way out of life is through the mound. And it's not just belief, it's fear. The fear that if you stop, even for a week, someone else will pass you. Someone else will take the dream that should have been yours. So you don't stop. You throw through soreness, through pain, through the days when your arm feels like it doesn't belong to you anymore. You convince yourself it's worth it. By high school, the expectations crush you before you even throw a pitch. Varsity as a freshman, newspaper headlines, college recruiters sliding into your DMs. And then it happens. One pitch too many. A sharp, burning snap deep inside your elbow. You try to shake it off, to convince yourself it's nothing. But your body has other plans. The next morning, your arm won't even lift past your shoulder. You sit in your car outside the MRI clinic, gripping the steering wheel so tight, your knuckles turn white. And for the first time in your life, you cry. The doctor doesn't sugarcoat it. UCL tear, Tommy John surgery, 9 to 12 months. Not of pitching, not of baseball, but of learning how to move your arm like a child again. Your new sport isn't baseball, it's rehab. Stretching rubber bands, squeezing stress balls, hours of PT that feel like humiliation. You used to throw 90. Now you're celebrating if you can straighten your elbow. And while you're fighting to get your arm back, other kids are taking your spot. That's the brutal truth nobody tells you. You're not your name. You're not even your hard work. You're just your stats, your velocity, your ability to help someone else win. And when that disappears, so do you. You scroll through videos of other pitchers lighting up radar guns and it physically hurts to watch. You hate them for being healthy. And then you hate yourself for hating them. But the cruelest part? You still love the game. You love it even when it doesn't love you back. The college offers still come in. And you commit to a D1 program with a shiny stadium, brand new facilities, and a reputation for turning pitchers into pros. Freshman fall, you step on campus and feel pressure like you never have before. Everyone here throws 90 plus. Everyone here was the guy back home. You're not special anymore. You're just another arm in the machine. They break you down, rebuild you, pick apart your mindset. They tell you to trust the process, but no one explains what that process is or how many players it chews up along the way. Your freshman year? Brutal. 3 innings pitched. Shelled. Lying in bed at night, you stare at the ceiling, wondering what happens if this dream dies. What happens if you're not a pitcher anymore? Who are you without the mound? So you work harder, and somehow it pays off. Sophomore year, you break out. Friday night starter, shoving zeros against ranked teams, scouts in the stands again. For a moment, you're back, dominant, dangerous, untouchable. You touch 96 in the 7th inning, and it feels like flying. Your name sneaks back onto draft boards. You see the whispers online. He's back. But the thing about baseball is, it always takes. Your shoulder starts barking. You ice it. You down Advil like candy. You lie to the trainer. You tell yourself it's fine. Because you can't stop now. Not when the dream is this close. But deep down, you already know. It's not fine. It never is. Draft day comes, but not the way you dreamed it. No first round spotlight. No $1 million signing bonus. 10th round. A handshake. A promise that buys you nothing more than time. But you take it, because time is the only currency that matters now. You think the hard part is over? It's not. It's just beginning. The minor leagues aren't a ladder, they're a maze. You live in towns so small they barely exist on a map. You pitch in front of 37 people and 2 dakes. You sweat through your jersey in 110-degree heat, while some 19-year-old prospect with a cannon walks past you like you're already yesterday's news. It hits you fast. It's not the best who make it. It's the healthiest, the most resilient, the ones who throw just good enough to stay, but not bad enough to get cut. You hover in that purgatory. Projectable, then inconsistent, then organizational depth. A human placeholder. You bounce between single A and double A like a piece on someone else's chessboard. Bus rides that last all night. Fast food 3 times a day. Shared apartments that smell like sweat and cheap cologne. You miss weddings. You miss funerals. You scroll social media and watch your friends buy houses, get married, have kids, while you're trying not to throw out your back, sleeping on a motel pull-out couch before a 10 a.m. game. But you don't post about that part. Nobody does. And then one day, it happens. Not because you earned it, but because someone else got hurt. Or someone else flamed out. A spot opens. The call comes. You're going to the show. You cry on the phone with your dad. You post the screenshot on Instagram. And for the first time in years, you let yourself believe. Maybe it was all worth it. The majors feel like another planet. Private flights, steak dinners, custom gloves with your name stitched in cursive. You walk into the clubhouse and your name's already hanging on a jersey. For a moment, you let yourself believe. I made it. But you know the rules. You're a rookie. You don't talk unless spoken to. You don't take the good locker. You don't show up late. Ever. And then your debut. Your knees shake so hard you can barely stand. You grip the ball. Your heart pounding like a war drum. First pitch, high, ball 1. The ump doesn't flinch. The crowd doesn't notice. But inside, you feel like the earth just cracked. You survive the inning. You fist bump your catcher like it's normal, like you're not seconds away from throwing up from adrenaline. And just like that, you're a big leaguer. You think that's the end of the story? It's not. It's just the beginning of a different kind of hell. Because in the majors, the leash is short. 1 bad week and you're demoted. 1 bad month and you're forgotten. You pitch 3 scoreless innings and nobody remembers your name. You give up 1 walk-off bomb and the internet never lets you forget it. You start seeing your face on Twitter under words like washed, overrated, bum. You stop reading the comments. Then you start again. Then you stop again. You tell people it doesn't bother you. It bothers you. Even on days when your bullpen sessions are perfect, you immediately wonder what's wrong. You overthink every movement, every pitch. You become your own mechanic, your own therapist, your own worst enemy. And then, of course, you get hurt. Not a full-blown tear, just a strain. Enough to shut you down. The team ships you off to rehab in Arizona. You throw in the desert heat while rookies pass you on the depth chart. And you wonder if you'll ever make it back. You do. But you're not the same. You reinvent yourself. You can't light up the radar gun anymore. So you develop a cutter. You pitch to contact. You grind. They stop calling you electric. They start calling you reliable, which is just another word for forgettable. Every day is pain management now. Some mornings it's your shoulder, some nights it's your back, and some days it's your soul. But you throw anyway, because that's all you know how to do. Years blur together. You're not the phenom anymore. You're the veteran. You watch teammates come and go, faces blur, names slip. You stop bothering to learn them, because you know half of them won't be here next month. You sign short-term deals with teams that don't really expect you to win games. They just want you to keep the young guys from melting down. You win some, you lose more. You get DFA'd, you get called back up. You go 6 weeks without throwing a single inning. Then suddenly you're in a tie game in the 8th, jogging out of the bullpen with no rhythm in your arm. First pitch, blute single, then a bunt, then a hanging curve, walk-off. You sit in the dugout staring at the dirt, while the crowd cheers someone else's victory. You choose sunflower seeds just to keep your teeth from grinding. The off-season comes. You train like you're 25, but you're 34. You sign a minor league invite, convincing yourself it's just one more chance to prove you've still got it. Deep down, you know. This is your last shot. One day, it's just over. No announcement, no press conference, no farewell tour. You just don't get re-signed. No team calls, not even your agent. You wait a few weeks, checking your phone every morning like maybe it'll ring. It doesn't. You start throwing in your backyard, but the ball feels foreign in your hand. You can't feel your fingertips anymore. You stop. So you become a coach. You stand on the same dirt you once dreamed of escaping. Now watching kids with clean mechanics and limitless hope. You tell them to enjoy the ride. You tell them to keep going, but you don't tell them the whole truth. You don't tell them about the birthdays you missed, the funerals you skipped, the nights you cried alone in dugouts, the mornings you woke up wishing you were someone else. Instead, you smile. You say, nice pitch. You say, keep going. And sometimes, late at night, you still dream. The roar of the crowd, the snap of the glove, the silence before a 3-2 pitch. That suspended moment where the whole world holds its breath. Waiting for you. You wake up reaching for the Rossin bag. That's why it sucks to be a pitcher. Because it takes everything. Your body, your mind, your time, your relationships, your peace. It gives you just enough to believe, just enough to chase, and then it dares you to survive. And if you're lucky enough, strong enough, stubborn enough, stupid enough to make it, it asks for more. And you give it, because you always gave it. And the worst part? If you had to do it all again, you would.